Yes, it's time for another album ranking. Today we are ranking the legendary death metal band Cannibal Corpse. You guys voted for Cannibal Corpse to be ranked, so I am going to give you my Cannibal Corpse album ranking. Now, a lot of people will disagree in my opinion. That's alright, this list is completely subjective. So we got 14 albums to rank, and so they have produced a lot of albums, from Chris Barnes to George Corpse Grinder. And you know what, let's get on with the shitty albums. Actually, there is no shitty albums by Cannibal Corpse. They're all fucking fantastic. I really enjoy all of their albums. I think they're fantastic, although I do get confused which sounding albums are which because they are really chaotic at times. But let's get on with the weakest album, in my opinion. The weakest album is Butchered at Birth. Although this is a really good album, and a lot of people would have this, I think, top as well, I just feel that this album isn't as catchy as the other ones. To me, this album is quite chaotic. Some really good riffs as well, but you don't get the catchiness that Cannibal Corpse provides you on this album. I absolutely adore songs like Meat Hook Sodomy, along with Gutted. Personally, my favourite is Butchered at Birth, but the rest of the songs to me just feel like all over the place, and I just can't really get into this album, so that's why it's sitting here. Next up is the Wretched Spawn. This is a really good album. These are the albums that I'm really starting to enjoy, and I absolutely love this album. George Corpse Grinder's vocals are absolutely fantastic. Love the gritty guitar riffs. There's a lot more groove on this album, you could say, and it's quite heavy. I just feel the production is just slightly weaker on this album. The other Cannibal Corpse albums, some great songs like Psychotic Precision, Decency Defied. Decency Defied could possibly be up there to be one of my favorite Cannibal Corpse songs. Absolutely love Frantic Disembowelment as well. Some awesome songs, and even the title track, The Wretched Spawn, which has an amazing melody and amazing guitar riff. The solos are incredible throughout this album. It's quite frantic, and I really enjoy this album, but I just feel like Corpse Grinder's vocals aren't as great than his other albums. Next up is Gore Obsessed. This album's fantastic. Absolutely adore this album. Now, the reason why I'm going pretty fast with my album ranking, because it's fucking hot here, and I'm fucking burning a sweat here, and my god, I'm gonna fucking melt. I'm not used to this heat at the moment. Fantastic fucking album. Love Hatchet to the Head. Hatchet to the Head, along with Pits of the Zombies, Dormant Bodies Burning. Really awesome album, really enjoy it. I think there's an instrumental track on this album, as well, I'm not too sure. Really fun album to just sink your teeth in. I really enjoy Corpse Grinder's vocals on this album. It's a really nice guitar melody, and there's a lot of catchiness on this album. Next up is Red Before Black, their latest album. This is a very good album by Cannibal Corpse. Absolutely adore this album. This is very hard hitting. It's quite intense as well. The drumming is spectacular. At times it's quite technical. Really enjoy the songs like Code of the Slashers. That scream that he does with Red Before Black is absolutely insane. Heads Shoveled Off. Oh, fantastic. I just feel that these lyrics are slightly watered down for Cannibal Corpse. I really enjoyed the old Cannibal Corpse lyrics, to be honest, but I just love how they have experimented with their lyrics. And on this album, the lyrics aren't as great as the other lyrics like Kill, or even the Skeletal Domain, even Gore Obsessed. Sonically, it's absolutely fantastic. On the other hand, the lyrics aren't as great as the older Cannibal Corpse albums. That's why it's this low. Next up is Evisceration Plague. A fantastic album, very chaotic at times. Corpse Grinder's vocal is one of his best vocal performances on this album. Really enjoy the self-titled track, Evisceration Plague. Fantastic music video as well. His vocals are intense. Really love the dynamic feel on this album, and the overall guitar tone is absolutely fantastic. Love the drumming on this album. Really enjoy the song Priest of Sodom. So damn good. The melody on that, unnatural, intense as anything. This is a really intense album, and I absolutely adore it, but there are so many other better Cannibal Corpse albums in my opinion, and that's why it's sitting here. Next up is Bloodthirst, another fantastic album. This is getting really hard for me because it's really hard to rank these albums now. Pounding the Dust is an absolutely fantastic song. There's just gritty guitar riffs on that song. Dead Human Collection, a really strange song as well. And Unleashing the Bloodthirsty, hard-hitting, fast, energetic song. Really love Corpse Grinder's vocals on this album. Raped by the Beast is another fantastic song. It's a very tight and cohesive album, and it's quite a short album as well, running about 35 minutes, but damn, it packs a punch. It punches you in the fucking head, this album. Punches you in the fucking head and mashes your balls into mash. Absolutely love this album, really do. Next up is The Vile. Now, this is George Corpse Grinder's first ever Cannibal Corpse album after Chris Barnes, and holy shit, this album's absolutely fantastic. This is one of his best vocal performances, in my opinion, the best vocal performances, because it's like a whole different band after Chris Barnes left. The sound has changed, become more technical, but his vocals were showcased on this album like anything. The amazing screams he has throughout this album, the growls, the roars on his vocals that just resonate in your ears. Devoured by Vermin is an amazing song, along with Perverse Suffering. Bloodlands, one of my favorite Cannibal Corpse songs, absolutely adore it. Puncture, Absolute Hatred, so many amazing songs on this album. It's just fantastic, not to mention the guitar moments, the drumming, so damn fucking intense. It's just such a really enjoyable fucking album. This is his entry album and he absolutely slays. It reminds me of Portiano when Bruce Dickinson came and did the album A Number of the Beast, how everyone was mind blown. Well, this is like exactly the same thing. Absolutely fantastic. I bet you everyone was mind blown by his vocal performance on this album. Next up is Eaten Back to Life. This is a really good album. Chris Barnes' vocals are very good in this. I absolutely love his deep gutturals throughout this album. Not to mention this, I wouldn't say this is a death metal album. This is a thrash album incorporating death metal vocals, you could say. So it really reminds me of albums such as Scream Bloody Gore. It's a really thrashy record, absolutely adore it. I love every single song of this album and it's really fun. It's a really fun fucking album. Skull Full of Maggots, how good is that song? I'm Born in the Casket, Shredded Humans, so many good songs. Incorporate lots of thrash on this album, but I still say this is sort of a death metal record with some nice groove to it. Some really nice groove to this album as well, and I love how some songs are quite catchy songs that you didn't get from Butchered at Birth, in my opinion. That is the weakest album. When anyone says it's the weakest album, in my opinion, I really enjoyed Eating Back to Life. Next album is The Skeletal Domain. A fantastic album, absolutely love it. Love how intense this album is. The drumming's fantastic. Production is on point on this album. It's so gritty, it's so balanced as well, and so damn fucking good. Really enjoy Corpse Grinder's vocals on this album. Probably being Kill or Become. Fire up the chainsaw, hack their fucking heads. So damn good. Kill or Become is one of my favorites Cannibal Corpse songs. There's just so many amazing songs on this album, like High Velocity Impact Splatter, Sadistic Embodiment, Kill or Become, incredible songs, quite frantic as well, chaotic, you could say. It's controlled chaos, this album. Some absolutely fantastic songs. Next up is Tomb of the Mutilated. This is a fantastic album. This would probably be the most gruesome album, you could say, by Cannibal Corpse, especially the lyrics, the fucking lyrics. Holy shit. Yeah, this has to be the most gruesome album. Hammer Smash Face, my blood run cold. Vocals are okay, but damn, it really fits just the atmosphere of this album. Oh, Hammer Smash Face. Then you got I Come fucking Blood, what a title. Addicted to Vaginal Skin. Probably one of my favorite songs is Entrails Ripped from a Virgin's Cunt. Fucking guitar riff on that song. Postmortal Ejaculation. So many incredible songs. The lyrics are really fun to read as well. And Necropedophile is quite a catchy song that gets stuck in your head. Yeah, Chris Barnes' vocals are really good on this. Really good, but I feel that you get another better performance by him, especially in that album I'm going to mention later on. Next up is Kill. This album is really good. This is probably one of the most chaotic albums by Cannibal Corpse, in my opinion. It's chaotic and it's a very technical album, you could say. There's some really nice guitar moments. Love the song Make Them Suffer. The Time to Kill Is Now. Fucking Death Walking Terror as well. So many good songs on this album. It's a very technical album. It's very hard hitting as well. Really enjoy Corpse Grinder's vocals on this album. Intense. He incorporates guttural growls, incredibly high screams as well. His vocals are very dynamic for a death metal vocalist. Metal Worship is another fantastic fucking song. And Brain Removal Device. Holy crap. Yeah, so some really good riffs, some nice chord progression. So next up is Torture. This album really, I love this album. Yeah, this is a fantastic album. Scourge of Iron is one of my favorite Cannibal Corpse songs, love it. Demented Aggression, so many amazing songs. They're really awesome guitar riffs, Corpse Grinder's vocal, a really intense album, and it's just a brutal death metal album. The riffs are punishing, the vocals are punishing, everything is so fucking punishing. It just feels like you're being tortured listening to this album. Some mostly great songs like Crucifer, Avenge, to end off the album is Torn Through. Amazing closer to the album. This is a fantastic album, and that's why it's so damn high. Next up is Gallery Suicide. Another great album. Absolutely love it. This was my second Cannibal Corpse album I heard, and I said, holy shit, this is absolutely fantastic. And the reason why, and this is probably why it's so damn high, because I have strong connections with this album. Gallery of Suicide's amazing. Dismembered and Molested would probably be my favorite Cannibal Corpse songs. Yuck out the teeth and masturbate. I love it. And the way Corpse Grinder flows on that song as well, sort of raps on that song. Yeah, so I love Dismembered and Molested. Headless, Every Bone Broken. Fantastic songs on this album. A lot of songs on this album that are best on their catalog. Really love the production as well. The production is not clean. It's quite gritty and dirty. It doesn't have that polished sound that Cannibal Corpse has now. It's just got that really dirty, gritty sound that they used to have, and I just love albums that sound like this. Overall, it's a fantastic album, and not to mention that artwork. That artwork's fucking amazing. Okay, so next up is no doubt probably a lot of people's favorite. It is The Bleeding. Chris Barnes on vocals, and yeah, this is my favorite Cannibal Corpse album. I absolutely adore it. This is when they got the catchiness and melody together, and holy shit, they created an absolute masterpiece. Staring through the eyes of the dead, fucked with a knife, stripped, raped and strangled. Oh my god, I love that song. How to come alive in the darkness. Oh, I love that riff. I'd probably say Stripped, Raped and Strangled would probably be my favorite song by Cannibal Corpse, just because of the riffs on that song and how crazy that song is. But just so many incredible songs off this album. I could say this is probably my favorite death metal album in future videos. Yeah, The Bleeding would be pretty high, and I absolutely adore it. Bleeding, an amazing song. But yeah, those first 3-4 songs on this album are just 10 out of fucking 10s. Incredible. The Pickaxe Murders. So many amazing songs on this album. I just love the production. Chris Barnes' vocals, the best vocal performance he has ever done on an album, in my opinion. His vocals are absolutely fantastic on this album. The deep gutturals, incredible screams he provides on this album. Yeah, and it's really a shame we get to hear the new 6 Feet Under album, Decomposed Nightmares of the Decomposed, which is absolutely fucking terrible album, and it's really hard to believe that that is the same vocalist that was on The Bleeding. That's incredibly hard to understand for me. That is the same vocalist. Yeah, he doesn't have it anymore. It's very sad to hear his vocal performances on 6 Feet Under's new album. Even the pig scores are absolutely terrible. Fuck that album. But The Bleeding, man, is the best Cannibal Corpse album, in my opinion. Absolutely adore it. Guys, comment below your album rank. Do you agree or disagree with my opinion? Look, this list is completely subjective. I understand where those dislikes will be coming, but you know what? I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck anymore. This is my channel, and I will give you my honest opinion. If I don't like an album, I will tell you. In Butchered at Birth, I do like the album, but I just feel the melodies aren't really catchy, and that's why I can't really connect to it. I have to have a good album that has some really cohesive flowing songs, some nice groove to it, and unfortunately Butchered at Birth did have some really nice riffs, but I just can't get into it, unfortunately. If I was lying to you, I probably would have Butchered at Birth a little bit higher, but yeah, fuck it, it's last, and The Bleeding is first. So yeah, comment below if you enjoyed this, keep discussion going in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next one.